Hello, my dear friends. Good morning, good evening, namaskaram, namaste, and a warm welcome to one and all of you. I strongly believe and I hope that the the session finds you in good health and strength, and you are at good peace. If not, otherwise, do not worry about anything. Why? Because in life there are going to be troubles, and you can consult any individual, you can talk to any person. It could be your neighbor, it could be your own wife, it could be your own husband. Every one of us will go through some or other problems in life. Yeah. And without a choice, sometimes, you don't invite troubles, you don't invite problems, but then it just happens, and that's life. These sessions are the ones which are going to help you to overcome such problems, and the only intention or motive and objective is to build people as overcomers. All right. So, one of you listening to me, or all of you listening to me, please close your eyes and say that I want to be an overcomer, right? And believe in that you can overcome, you can handle any problem in life. There are things out of your control, right? A lot of things are not in our control, but still there are things that even when it is going out of control, you're able to handle it. You will find ways to handle it. Just matter of time. Some problems we resolve in matter of a week or a day or a month, but some problems we fight it out for even 10 years, right? But the good news is you're fighting it out. Okay. A warm welcome again to this motivational series, and today, at another topic, at another session. And the title of this topic is, why do people end up making bad decisions in life? Or the title also could be like this: one bad decision could ruin your life. Agree with me or not, right? We all have gone through these kind of scenarios in life. Oops, or biting the tongue or biting the nail, and I shouldn't have made this decision. I should have made a different decision, or I should have made a right choice. So decision comes as a resultant of several choices that are right in front of us, and you pick the bad choice, or you make the wrong choice. Correct. And the choices that are kind of in front of you, for example, any country you take toothpaste, you take detergent soaps, or you take bathing soaps, or you take shaving creams, or anything, any product. There are multiple varieties of brands, and each brand is nothing but a choice. Now, before making a choice, for example, you are Googling, you are going to the shopping cart, for example, or shopping websites, e commerce sites like Amazon, Flipkart, and you are going to see something called as rating, correct or not? What people are thinking about this, or what people who had bought this product before, what they had thought about it. You will be scrolling down to see the comments. Some people put in pictures and all that. So some of you listening to me, you don't have the habit of rating a product or commenting for a product. Please start inculcating that habit. Why? Because the rating and comment that you are posting there is going to help another person not to make the choice, provided it was the bad choice you made, right? And some people, why I should make a comment, let others also suffer. That's a wrong attitude. That's not a good attitude, right? If it's a good product, yes, sometimes you may not rate. Why? Because it's already rated as a good product. Forget it, don't waste your time. But if it was a bad product, or being rated as a good product, and then you bought it and found out no, it was bad, then probably definitely you have to go and kind of rate it as a bad product. Fine. Now let's come back to the original point. Now you make your before you make your choices, you review it, you kind of discuss with your spouse, or you may then make it the right decision, right? Now, when you made the decision for a product which is worth 200 rupees or 100 rupees, fine, you can always take a chance. But what if you are ordering a television set, a 43 inches color television set, LED, yeah, LED screen, and this is going to cost you around 50,000 rupees? I'm very, very sure you're going to take weeks together or months together, some people, to review enough, and to consult certain people who had bought this product, and call them up, and or visit some showrooms and all that, right? You're going to make enough research. Now, all of us do this, and sometimes yet we end up with bad decisions. Now, how is that possible, and what are the reasons behind these kind of bad decisions, is what we are going to review today. And once again, there is no right or wrong in this discussion, all right? What decision is good to me may be absolutely bad to you. What decision is bad to you may be absolutely good to me. So there is no, the contradicting factor. But the definition goes like this. I'm not reading, but I know this. How do you feel that it's a bad decision, right? Or how do you know you have made a bad decision? Because 10 people are buying something, or 10 people are opting to work in a company XYZ, right? And among all the 10 people, 9 are happy, they really liked it, and you are the only one who don't like it. Now you may have your own reasons. The simple definition for bad decision is, how do you feel the bad decision is, it's nothing but you are able to feel your feelings. Yeah, you got to respect your feelings. What others like, not necessarily you should be biased, not necessarily you should be compromising. You don't like it, you don't like it, and you have your reasons. You have your reasons why you don't like it, because we are living in a democratic world, and we definitely believe in democracy. And obviously you have been given that rights, you have been given that liberty to make your right choices. And obviously any social media, starting from Facebook all the way to Twitter, they have always given you likes and dislikes. Why? Because it's your choice, right? And therefore there is no right or wrong, right? The remaining 9 people, majority wins, therefore you are the only one who is to be called as an idiot or a fool. No, please don't buy such things. Not necessarily. Maybe, who knows, the other 9 are stupids and idiots. You are the only one who's intellectual. Many cases, ended up like that way too. So never go by the majority voting and all that, right? We are not running a political show here, so don't worry, life is different. Feeling is absolutely something that deserves respect, so no problem. So my original point was, how do you know that you have ended up in a wrong decision or a bad decision? As you will never be happy with your decision, right? For example, yesterday we went for a movie, and it was rated as something like 9.3. I would not want to mention the name of the movie and discourage others. Why? Because every one of them enjoyed. I did not enjoy the movie very much. The very reason, I'll tell you what, the rating was the culprit. Somebody rated it as 9.3 and set that expectation into my head, and I go and sit there. 9.3, definitely it is something like, like Bahubali 1, part 1 and part 2 and all that. It was historical movie. I don't want to mention the name because they really manufactured it with a lot of difficulty. But they hyped up, right? And they created a wrong expectation. But then the movie was okay, it was ordinary. But somebody wouldn't have rated it. I wouldn't have, set that wrong expectation into my head, right? I was not the reason behind it. But still, was I wrong? Sorry, was I wrong and others are right? Was others where others were wrong and I was right? No, you cannot judge certain things. You cannot bring into the peripherals of judging, or you cannot pass a verdict. No, I am wrong. You are all sorry. I am right and you are all wrong. No, no one can make that statement. But still, it's very personalized stuff. It's a very personalized factor, right? And you still end up with that kind of feeling, and learn to respect that feeling is what I told already. Now let us review some of the factors. What makes you feel that the decision you made was a wrong decision or was a bad decision? There are some analytical points which were reviewed by Stanford, which were reviewed by Google and all that. Google itself is like a university, right? Now there are 7 factors, and which we are going to review. The reason why, because people think, or why people think that it's a wrong decision or it's a bad decision. The first factor is programmed versus non-programmed decisions. We have the mindset, right? There is a thick skin on your brains, where it's already programmed. Whatever others may tell you, it will never enter into your head, correct? Because why? You are biased, and you believe that you have all the knowledge and experience to make the decision. And some people, it's exactly the opposite side, non-programmed. Always, you tell me, you tell me, you tell me. They'll be begging for other people to make the choices for them, right? That is also wrong. You need to have a kind of a balanced methodology, a balanced mechanism to make those choices. You neither be this side nor that side. People shut their ears, or people only open their ears. No, you have to open your ears. Nothing wrong hearing others opinion, but then the decision must come from you. And there should be a lot of fact based reviews and analysis that has to be done before you make a choice. Now what are the areas where people really end up, frequently end up making the bad choices is what we are also going to review. But then, what are the factors which really trigger people to make bad choices? Information and inputs from a wrong source, correct? A person who's not even experienced about an aeronautical stuff, you want to put your son or daughter into aeronautical engineering. He probably did chemical engineering or a medical science or something like that. You go and ask that guy, what would he say? Right? You got to consult the right people. That is another factor. Third is self prejudice. I know everything, especially elders, right? It's not about age. I'll tell you what, a guy or a teen who is around 16 years or 20 years or 22 years, definitely they know much, much better and a lot better than, people who are 50 plus or 60 plus. Why? Because the generation gap, the technology gap, right? And what we used to have in terms of technology, obviously it is something like, tenfold it has improved. And I'm not saying that you don't have access to those resources. You do have access, but then these guys grew with the technology and they were born and brought up in the technology. But you and I were adapting to the technology, right? You and I were not born and brought up. Don't look at me or what, you are 50 plus or what. I'm not 50 plus. I'm still a youngster, in heart, probably not in looks. Yeah, but the thing is, some people smartly they adapt. I've seen a 70-year-old old man whom I know. I respect him a lot. That elder person, he knows many things in internet than what I know, or what I would know, right? And I learnt a lot from him. And he is able to, switch on his balcony lights and everything and control remotely through cloud, from his mobile phone. And I learned from him, and I've never heard anything of that sort, and it was a good learning. So age doesn't matter, but how quickly you adapt, right? That matters. The source of information matters. So you don't have that self prejudice that I am elder and what I would say, what is my experience, your age is my experience and all that, something like that. So don't ever, age is a number anyway, so don't ever go by all that. Or cognitive constraints, people refrain talking to others. Why? Because they will get to know what I'm looking for. You don't have to tell that you are looking for a color television or a refrigerator and all. Tell that, somebody asked me, do you know anything about it, or my brother wants it and all that. You want to lie about it because you want to protect that secret, refrigerator secret and all that, or air conditioned secret. You don't have to reveal the names. Keep it simple. Attitude about risk and uncertainty, right? Always people, they refrain from taking risks. There is no life, there is no decision without 1% risk. There is no decision that is having 0% risk. Every decision there will be some or other risk. So you need to again look at the risk probabilities. How can I mitigate the risk, and how big is the probability? I make a decision A, the probability is really critical, yeah, definitely 90% I will fail, then don't make such decisions. But the probability sometimes may be low. Maybe 80% I will be successful and 20% risk is there, I may fail. 80% is greater than 20%, go ahead. 80-20 rule, right? So, and personal habits. Some people are introverts and extroverts. All that session we have done. You please go and look at it. And social and cultural influences, right? Some people, a Teluguite will talk to a Teluguite only. A Malayali will definitely talk to a Malayali only. A Tamilian may talk to everyone, but then he will not listen to anyone. That's a different story. So, or a Bengali to a Bengali. Do not have that kind of cultural constraints. Learn to be a guy who is social and respect every human being from any age group or any culture, skin color, any regional background. Please don't restrict. Why? Because that's when you will build your knowledge. That's when you will build your knowledge base, KB, in your mind, in your brain. Because why? More or less, people in your circle, they know everything you know everything they know. But what you both do not know is sitting there with a different skin color and with a different language and all that. Learn to talk, learn to respect each other. You understand? These are the factors which really triggers us to make bad choices. Now, what are the areas people generally tend to make bad decisions? There are 5 or 6 things. We say that, and we will talk about how to I think I side by side touched how to overcome this problem. What are those 5 or 6 areas where people really make bad choices? Marriage, you know picking your life partner, it's never easy. But then no life partner can fulfill your requirement to 100 percentage. The looks, the height, the hair, the skin color, the eyes, and this and that and all that. And no girls can always get Amir Khans and Salman Khans and Shah Rukh Khans and Amitabh Bachchans in life, correct? But then you need to imagine, imagine and get into the realm of accepting the person whoever he is. And likewise, you cannot get Aishwarya Rai and Madhuri Dixit. Definitely you need to be a compromiser, because you go and talk to Madhuri Dixit, she will also tell the same thing. Hey, imagine my husband, someone like, and someone else I married. Even great actresses and actors, right? They have to compromise. That's life, you know. This is where, people really get into problem. I made a bad choice. I shouldn't have got married to her. Man, it's too late. It can only make your life complicated. So don't ever make that point as a, or you will end up in hustles, and post consequences are going to be tremendous. It will also impact your children. So don't get into that. Okay. Secondly, job, which is much easier than marriage. Why? Because you can change your job. Now, people are also changing wives and husbands. It's a different story. It may sound like a joke, but the post consequences are really terrible. It will impact your life, it will impact your children's future. Therefore, do not do that. Marry and learn to love one another, learn to accept whoever the other person, the opposite person is, whoever your spouse is, right? You might have wanted a person who's so courageous, bold, and punch like what is that, Arnold Schwarzenegger and all that, right? But then this guy is so feeble, he is so timid. Accept him as who he is. And why do you want to go him to go and punch? And that guy is punching in movies. Now this guy cannot do that. He will end up in jail. Probably what he's doing is right. Let him be timid, but you can slowly build him. You can tell him on his shortcomings, and you can build the guy, right? And you have a role to play, because you are his life partner, you are his better half. You can make his life better because you are his half. Okay. So anyway, that was a crazy definition. Anyway, forget it. Job, it's very easy to handle, right? It's not that some people, they think, I got stuck in this job, and my life is gone and all that. You are a lazy fellow, you are a sluggish person. I didn't want to use any other words, you understand? You have really really gone into the comfort zone, right? The company doesn't force you, oh please be here, without you we cannot make revenue. Bill Gates is not going to tell you this, or your company owner is not going to tell you this. You don't like the company, it's not keeping you happy and joyful, go ahead and find a different job, isn't it? You cannot make statements like, I made a wrong decision, I made a bad decision, I shouldn't have taken this offer. No, yeah, employment is very easy nowadays, right? Just upgrade your skills and go and fight for your job, and you will get it, right? Thirdly, education, right? And people, when they select the education for their children or themselves, do not regret. Good example, my testimony, I told you I picked civil engineering, but then later I realized my interest was towards IT, which I myself didn't know, because I didn't have a person like me to advise me. Now you have me to advise you, or not advise, it's actually to share experiences, and the little that I know I can tell you, that's all. So nothing great about me, all right? So I didn't have someone like me to tell me or guide me, but then I picked up, and then I had to learn through hard ways. So education, anyway, you have made that choice, you have gone into it, it can't be undone, it can't be erased, right? Because you have spent a lot of money and all that. Now see what is closest to your desire and what is closest to your qualification. Engineering is the basis for any entry, therefore I used that as an advantage, and I started upgrading my skills on IT side, and I did a lot of studies and certification, and joined a training institute and this and that, even while I was doing my third year engineering. So I was able to find a suitable job in IT, and I was able to prosper. Similarly, never ever regret on your decisions as far as your education is concerned. Definitely, there is a higher study or a, extended study you can do. You can do certifications. So there are varieties of choices. Or find a counselor who can help you. Right? There are educational counselors who can really help and guide you. These are the three things that I can think of. Right? The wedding, the job, the education. There are many other factors I can keep on talking, but time is up. I want to wind it up to 20 minutes. My friend, my brother, my sister, listen to me. There is nothing called as bad decision. There is nothing called as bad choice. Happened has happened. Don't simply keep rewinding the tape. Correct? That will only bring in bad moods and really kill the time in your life. Every minute is precious. Don't rewind the tape. Anyway, it was a bad choice. Fine. Accept it, regret it for a day or two, and then just overcome and come to the next point. Right? Go to the next level. How do I overcome? How do I fix this? Talk to the right people, or if you have all intellectual or browse in Google and all that you do, right? But somehow try to overcome. Do not look behind too much because it will only pull you backward. Learn to march forward in life. God bless you. Take care. Please subscribe to our channel. There are tons of motivational videos like this. We always pick topics which are really practical and helpful and meaningful. But if you don't feel it, no problem. Please let us know what are those meaningful topics. Therefore, we can try to invest time and help you there. All right. Take care. God bless you. Bye. Namaskaram.